think it might be helpful, especially for the non-lawyers, to spend a second talking about the difference between what we would refer to as a facial challenge and an as-applied challenge, right? So when folks like you and I'll blame myself more, say things like, oh, on its face, blah, blah, blah. What we mean is, like, in general, does the government have the abstract power to do the thing? And so when Trump signs his little declaration on Monday, right, that's what we're talking about. But then we have all the videos that we've seen about what folks have been actually doing on the ground in D.C. the last couple of nights, like that checkpoint on 14th Street on Wednesday night, right? And those are, to me, what we would call more as-applied challenges, where maybe the federal government had the power to exercise that emergency police authority, maybe it had the power in general to use the National Guard, but that specific thing was unlawful, right? Those, I think, will also be challenged, Kate, but they're both harder to challenge, and the challenges are more specific, right? Because you're not saying they can't be in D.C. at all. You're saying that one thing they did at 14th and V was unlawful.
Right. And I think, that again points to, like, our role as we the people being advocates is, like, those application challenges are really going to come from us saying, like, I'm sorry, like, this is my private property and they're standing here on my private property. This is not a federal purpose. Like, what are you talking about? And being willing to, I guess, expend the energy on those challenges, because my theory of the whole thing is the more we can waste this administration's time, like every time they decide to do something that is either lawful but awful or just entirely lawless, that we gum it up so much as we the people that it's like, okay, you know what, like, we're either distracting them from something else, from doing something else, because they always seem to be doing something, or we're slowing down, what's happening. And I think that's where I'm, like, pushing on people. Like, I get it. Like, of course he's, like, I'm not making these efforts for the people making the decisions. They clearly are going to go do what they want. I'm doing it to show that, like, we actually have a significant amount of power.